The rise of the labor movement in the United States is a bloody story of violent strikes, lockouts, and pitched battles between fledgling unions and entrenched employers dead set against them. Gangsters forced their way in to provide muscle and protection for each side, which then accused the other of initiating violence. Once hired, the gangsters proved to be very hard to find.
Did you have like an idea for an intro? Or did you want me to...
Hell yeah, everybody. Welcome to Matt's episode. The episode planned by Matt.
Hey, folks.
That he put together, that he researched, that he outlined, and he's asking me for already asking me for help.
Hey, all right. Will you help me out here?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do we start it up?
How do we start the show? How do we start a podcast?
Yeah, like how do you want to start it up?
It's difficult,
It's the Recine show.
It's not that easy to just start talking.
Right. Well, hey, folks. As Mike said earlier,
it's not that easy to just talk into a microphone, is it?
No, it's not.
You just get high every week.
No,
sit there
it's
and
not.
let me do all the heavy lifting.
Right. No, earlier you said, it's great when you do all the plugging in of the chords. So remember that? Your feet were
right.
up.
You're right. You're right. That's why you're around.
Right.
So you can plug in chords.
Until you have a room, you can leave your chords.
Look, my
plugged
dog
in.
Frankie's licking my face. You can tell I'm upset.
That's not how it works.
Listen, just because I like that you plug in chords doesn't mean that I can't do it. It's the same thing with janitors, Just because you hire some retard to mop the floors of your building doesn't mean that you like the guy
right,
and you can't do it your fucking self.
All right.
And that's why I say fuck workers.
Okay, wow. You're really queuing me up here for
I'm
the show.
anti-worker today.
You're anti-worker. Well,
I'm realizing life is short. Get mine. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah. You're right. The Koch brothers made you realize life is short.
Dude, life is too short. You know what you got to do?
R.I.P.
You know what you got to do in life? You got to hide your money, hoard your money, and then when you die, everyone says you're a piece of shit. Just everyone is happy that you're... Except for like one guy who's like, actually, he did a lot of humanitarian work, and he was pro-gay marriage.
Oh,
it's so funny. You know what? I think I might try. You want to but I don't know if it matters. We all go to the same place when we die.
Right.
We all go to the same sort of cafeteria.
Okay.
Hitler and well, I mean, who's even a good person? Because nobody, famous is good.
Right.
But who's like St. Francis of Assisi? They went to the same place. They share a dorm in heaven.
This is like a cramped, like a community college dorm room.
Yeah, and every year it just gets more and more crowded. It's just a finite amount of space, and it's just every day 4,000 people. Every day 4,000 people come in.
No. So
Yep.
you're anti-worker.
What?
That's too bad.
You damn right I am.
What? I wonder where that comes from.
I just don't like the working class. I find them rough and uncouth and unrefined.
Oh,
I don't like the way they catcall women.
The working class. Are you not sure?
I don't like the way I don't approve.
Race?
I don't approve of their mating practices. No, because working class whites do it too. They catcall. I don't approve of their mating rituals. Yeah. I don't approve of the aggression. What you're supposed to do is sit in a bar. If you really want to find a quality woman, you get a nice watch and you sit in a bar.
You get a nice watch
until some gold digging
nice
whore.
talk.
Yeah, until some gold digging whore comes up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. What you don't do is have any kind of sense of humor or any charm or whatever.
Personality.
Yeah.
What's a nice watch to you? More
but
than
really,
500?
does it matter? Like, if you found out that like when you died, everyone was gonna be like, I hate that guy. But you had like
he could have a fun will.
But you had
you
had a pool shaped like your own head. I don't know. I think it's a toss up.
If you get your own holiday, but everybody hates you.
Right. It's like people do want to be liked, but if you can just get past that,
right,
and just accept your role as a villain.
Well, he could have had a really fun will, but I think his brother's still alive, so he would have he would have negged him for it. But like if he had like a fun will where it's like, if you like this tweet, follow this account and you retweet, I will give you $100 out of my will. You know, like he had enough money where he could just give money away just to get people to love you.
Yeah.
You know, how forgiving would everybody be if you could just like a tweet, subscribe to us like a little newsletter, and then you get $100 free.
I saw something on one of those like success Instagrams where it was like Jeff Bezos could make a movie, charge $3 billion for a ticket, buy the ticket, and then it would be the highest grossing movie of all time. And it's like, he should do that. Why is he not? I mean, I was at first I was like, this is disgusting. But then I was like, yeah, he should do that.
Why
it
not?
should just be called I Look at My Own Ass. It's just an hour and a half of him like just looking up his own asshole.
Right. And it's like the money's coming right back to him.
And you don't even say Jeff Bezos in the title. You just say I look at my own ass. And then every other movie after that has to be the second highest grossing movie of all time, like the new Disney Little Mermaid with the
yeah.
Well,
people are like, isn't that the highest grossing film?
Wow.
Like, no.
Well, Black Panther's got to be up there, right?
Not behind. Like, look at my own asshole.
This is a great achievement for everyone, for little girls for little girls of color. The Little Mermaid is now the second highest grossing movie, besides, but right behind I Look at My Own Ass. It doesn't even have to be him. He could just hire. I mean, literally, he could hire like. He could hire like I'm trying to think of somebody.
It'd be great if he still did all the.
He could hire like Mark
steps.
Ruffalo to just get naked and just pay him.
Yeah. He has to like get on top of his own counter and hold his ass open.
Pay him $80 million, which is just like a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. It's nothing to him. But to Mark Ruffalo, it's like, wow, really? I made it, Mom. I made it. He calls his mother and he's like, I mean, not that he. I'm trying to think of like an actor who's like fundamentally unlikable.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Wow, this is really good. I'm gonna play Jeff Bezos in a movie. It's just him. Just farting into his own face.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Bezos goes on opening night with a box of popcorn. And he's like, "This is really good," and fuck you. I think I don't know.
Gets like a famous director.
Yeah, I don't. Wait, but what I don't get is like you have all these billionaires. Why aren't they doing like funny things with their money?
I think they have that infected brain. You know.
Yeah.
They need more money because you got to climb the list. Because as soon as you do some stupid shit, you fall a little bit, right?
You could just go up to people and you could just go up to people in Times Square and go, "Hey, I'll give you $10 million to have sex with your wife," and the guy's like, "Okay," and you're like. Yeah, right. I'm not gonna fuck that pig. But you were gonna do it. You were gonna trade your wife
Mike,
for my $10 million.
Right
I don't have $10 million.
Well, I mean, you'd be lying.
Yeah.
It sounds like
then you got to give him like $100 as a little consolation prize.
Yeah, because you called his wife a fat pig and said you wouldn't fuck her.
Yeah. Exactly.
I like the idea of like you like no prices undoable, and then you
I would
immediately
just go
start
up
haggling.
I would just drive around. I would find guys on motorcycles, and I roll down my window and go, "Hey, you're a loser." And then if they wanted to fight me, I'd be like, "All right, here's $400, but you're still a loser. Your motorcycle sucks."
Oh my god. You become a little target there, right? People would just try to get into fights. You just hand him $400 out every time somebody like doesn't want to fight you. Or...
Yeah, I don't know why they're not doing funny stuff with their money. They probably do, like in secret.
Right, and you would pay strangers in Times Square to fuck their wives. I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd do a Super Bowl commercial and try to get
You could
real
go to
fucking
Disney
gross.
World. You could go to Disney World and you could pay Goofy to punch Tigger in the face. You could pay him like $10,000 and cover all his legal fees just to watch them brawl. Like, how do you not just like, how do you resist the urge to sow chaos? And I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking of this stuff, and there's no way that these people are just, like models of self-control.
Yeah. Maybe they're not the quite the evil genius you are of just paying somebody $10,000 to do something.
I would do shit like that all the time. People are so. That would be like if a
$10,000 is a pretty good asking price.
You have like a jar of pennies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like going to some country, right, with your bag of pennies, and every penny you could give a penny to someone, it would like change their life. It would be like a life-changing amount of money. Because you go to this other country, and this penny, they can like feed their family for like 3 months.
Right.
With a penny.
Yeah, we all dream of that.
Yeah. Wouldn't you just be handing out pennies for crazy stuff?
Sometimes.
Wouldn't you just throw a handful of pennies at the mall and watch them brawl? And laugh? Laugh and laugh and laugh?
I'm 100% sure you would accidentally kill somebody.
Well, yeah, but then you just pay everybody off.
It's not your fault, man.
Yeah.
You should have a game show where you just try to pay people to do stupid shit.
Yeah, I think that show is called, I don't know, Candid Camera.
Oh, they get money for that?
Yeah.
No. Well, yours would be a lot more R-rated, I think. Oh.
Well, what's the episode about?
Well, as you teed off earlier, we're going to be talking about unions and organized labor, right? So you said you're not a union guy, you're not an organized labor guy, but that...
No, I mean, obviously I am. I
Right.
just feel like every once in a while, like you'll have to work with a guy, and you're like, no, like you should have, you're bad. You're catcalling every woman, and you're shitting in the client's house.
Yeah. But they're just like protected.
If they're in a union, I guess, yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
They
I don't
shouldn't
know.
be though, right?
I don't know. I've never been in a union or worked,
But you understand how it kind of works, right?
Deb's uncles are all in unions, and
Okay, wait. You should start off the episode with like how you think a union works. And like what are the benefits and fallbacks, and then we'll see. You'll probably be pretty right, but just we'll see how it evolves over the episode.
All right, a union is when workers organize and they demand, a contract with certain conditions and healthcare and
Yep.
raises and shit like that. And like, for example, like, when I worked at Got Junk, we were not in a union, and they sort of like, we were sort of like taken advantage of. Like, we could work, up to 15-hour days and had to be at work the next day, and there were no raises, and there was no, we just felt like we weren't ever really protected against
Right.
anything that they
Did you
could
know how
have
much your
thrown at
coworkers
us.
were making and everything?
We were all making the same amount of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's at least okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're nailing a lot of the stuff.
Thanks.
One elected official to like bargain with your employer, so that way like you don't have to get your hands dirty. You pay dues, and then like they also have like money for you if like you're, like you have to strike, or if you like get like hospitalized or anything like that. But yeah, like I thought it would be a good episode to do because of this Barstool guy, Dave Portnoy. He like basically tweeted out like anybody that talks to this union person
Is a pussy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he like threatened to fire them on the spot, and then AOC got involved, and then it became like a national story. But like, do you think that's cool? Do you think this guy's cool? His punk rock attitude against unions? Like, what do you?
Well, I guess the argument against it is like it discourages competition because like like the cream won't rise to the top that way. But then it's like, that if there isn't any organization, then it's just how they can take advantage of you.
Right. And it's like you kind of see the cream rise to the top in like the Screen Actors Guild. You get to see the hottest little things come out
Do
of
you
there.
think about anything you say?
You don't think so? You don't think we're seeing that?
Well, I guess there's an actress who like I think I've talked about it before, but she looks so much like Scarlett Johansson, and it's like I feel like if I don't know if like things were different, she would have been her.
If she got to meet Harvey Weinstein first.
Yeah. Hey, that's a close friend of mine. To imply
I'm sorry.
that she had any.
People have listened to the show. They've heard our Hollywood episodes. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool how fucking insane he was about it, but like what he was doing has to be illegal, right? Like you can't tell people they're not allowed to join.
Yeah, I think it is.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what kind of spurred this episode, and I wanted to talk about like, you know, because there's definitely mafia connections with the union, and we'll try to get into that a little bit, but. Yeah, let's start with a clip here. I got so this is a clip from The Daily. And it's called the toll of instant delivery, and it's kind of dark, but it's about a lady that works in an Amazon type shipping company called XPO, and which is basically the company that all the regular retailers use, like Disney and like Target and all these places that didn't like know how to logistically ship their stuff yet. Like this is the company that does that for them.
Okay.
So
and what just provides like faster shipping and
yeah, because they had to keep up with 2-day shipping because of Amazon.
So when she hit her head on a rail, she collapsed.
Oh, I heard this.
She was just laying there on the floor. And the other co-workers got down on their knees and wanted to give her CPR.
I heard about
the
this.
Supervisor instructed them. No.
Was this in an Amazon warehouse?
No, this was in that.
This is XPO.
Yeah, XPO.
And what company does that? Do they? They service Target.
They ship for all these companies.
So Amazon does their logistics kind of like in house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have their own delivery services.
Okay.
So this would be like the same.
I don't
type
understand
of deal.
why people can't just like walk 2 blocks to the fucking Chinese-owned dollar store. They have literally everything.
Right.
They have every product you might need.
Right.
Like stuff that you wouldn't even think would be in there.
Yeah, like what? Well,
like socks, like undershirts. I mean, just stuff where you go, oh, they have
bejeweled cell phone case.
A little bejeweled cell phone case. A little fan that hooks on your phone and squirts water at you.
Yeah, you don't even know what you're going to walk out
Toothbrushes,
with.
AIM toothpaste for 50 cents. I mean, why? I don't.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about efficiency? Are their workers dying? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really care.
Yeah, like in this article, it said like
they remember your name.
Do they know your name?
No, but I went into a store recently and some lady was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Long time no see." And I couldn't remember like when. I don't even think I've been to that store before, but
You don't think that's just
she
the things
looked
people
familiar.
say?
No, because she was like familiar.
Okay,
and she was like kind of funny, you know. And so I don't know where I know her from, but yeah. Anyway,
this is a good act out.
They literally have. I mean, all you really need in life is spray cleaner and aluminum pans, and they have a ton of those.
Right. And we don't need these
every kind of spray
nice
cleaner.
old black ladies to like
die
and break their backs over putting stuff on a conveyor belt for us. Yeah, they like in this article. I'm not going to play that part of the clip, but like they said, like she handles like 10,000. 10,000 items a day, like you know, shipping cases, Otter boxes, Galaxies, Nokia, like you know, like all the fucking Apple products. Like she like knows all of them, and they pick it and put it on a conveyor belt, and it's just like.
So she has to pick the right one every time.
Yeah, and it's like each day, like they hit a number, and it's like they want more the next day.
Yeah,
and like the factory gets up to like 120 degrees. They work like 12-hour to 15-hour shifts.
I can't wait till there's nuclear war and like all these factories are destroyed, and the Chinese dollar stores are still up, and we're still buying stuff from them. We're buying our survival equipment from them.
Somebody make that cartoon, Nuclear War.
Yeah.
It's just all fucking Chinese dollar stores.
Yeah, everyone's just walking around like Mad Max, but they're still open for business somehow. Yeah.
People see that Sunday cartoon and they're like, what is this guy's sense of humor? What's going on? All right, I'll hit this clip again. Here we go.
No one better not touch her. Leave her alone. Let her be. Do not touch her.
Yeah, so she just hit her head.
They did not touch her, and she died on that floor. And the supervisor confirmed, yes, she's dead. And they were asking, she's still over there. She was like, yeah, she's still over there on the floor, but people die. Oh, well, people die, but we still got to get this work out.
Awesome.
The customer still wants their phones.
Awesome.
We had to continue as normal. And Miss Linda was still on that floor.
The thing is, like, you know, if someone doesn't get their phone in 2 days, they are probably going to call and be like, seriously? Like, what the fuck? Where is it? This is unacceptable.
Right. Somebody died.
Yeah.
Somebody died. We that's why your phone is delayed.
So but I guess a supervisor said that this happens, people die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's the cost of doing business, baby.
That's true. They had to work around her body.
I know they stuck cones around. I heard this story. Yeah, they stuck cones around her body.
So like if you needed like a Google 6S or you needed like an Apple 6S and it was like right there, above her body.
I said that on a comment one time. I was like, somebody, I brought this story up and some guy was like, as opposed to what? Just standing around? And I guess he was like trying to be funny.
Right.
But, yeah.
I think you got to let everybody fucking have at least an hour.
Yeah.
People take more time for like an injury at a football game.
Yeah. But also it's probably like that supervisor is worried they're going to lose their job.
Right.
This position that they've you know,
right.
Maybe had to fight for or whatever. But
yeah, for sure. Like,
and they're not union XPO. They don't have a union, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And
you just have some guy going like, "All right, first order of business. if a warehouse worker, yes, I know. If a warehouse worker passes out, you're allowed to give a CPR. Can you, if you pick him up, he stops barking."
What's wrong with him?
He just needs to be held. He needs attention. Thank you.
Yeah, he was gimpy today. You didn't notice.
He just needs you know.
Do you love one more than the other?
What do you think?
Yes.
No, I don't love. Well, I guess. I mean, if you had a stepson and a son, who would you love more?
That's a great point.
If you had some 12-year-old stepson that came with the relationship, or you had
what if your son was a fail
beautiful
son,
baby boy?
What if your son was a fail son and
calling Frankie a fail son? Nice try. Nice try.
Yeah. What if like Frankie sucked his own dick and like Oliver went on to
his dick is way too small, and I feel like we've been friends for a long enough time where you know how big my dog's dick is. You know my dog's got a small dick, so stop taunting him.
All right. Okay. All right, but like, yeah, what if you're like a mob boss and you had a fail son and then you had like an adopted son who like went to Harvard?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd have to love the adopted son. He like crawled his way out of, you know, right? Props where props are due.
Yeah. What I want to start doing is carrying around Oliver and that little baby Bjorn and having him on my bike because he likes to be out of the house. See, he just needs attention. He needs human contact.
Shelby is not enjoying petting this dog. That's a chore. All right. Well, yeah, like poor Miss Linda and the XPO, they basically, they're preying on the weakest people in society. You know, these people have to go into work and they have to work. And Miss Linda, she died, but like this lady that was telling the story, she's actually pregnant.
Didn't she have a miscarriage or something?
Yeah, she had a miscarriage, and 5 of her coworkers had miscarriages.
And then she said something else about how like the supervisors were like, "Why are you even having kids?"
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to move your foot?
Sorry.
Yeah, you should have an abortion. Like that should be illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, calm your bitch, Mike. Take care of your man. Your man talking a whole bunch of shit right now. He's a burden on you, isn't he? He's holding you down.
Sometimes he's fine.
Sometimes he's fine.
He's been good today. I don't know what's wrong with him now, but he'll be all right. Go ahead.
All right. Well, let's get more into like how they ran XPO, because I figured like we've all been in like a situation like this. So like this is kind of like how. All right, I'll just play the clip.
And I went back to work.
So she just lost her baby and she had to go back to work.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't get time off for that.
Me and my coworkers, was like 5 of us on the same shift. We were all.
You should get a little time
For a miscarriage?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like we're rewarding bad behavior, though.
Michael.
Because pretty soon, women are just going to get pregnant and miscarry their baby so they can get time off. And you know what? The fucking
You're like a Facebook post coming to life.
The fucking Le Creuset Dutch ovens that got to get out of the warehouse, okay?
Yeah.
The fucking Gillette Mach 7s got to get. They're not going to ship themselves.
Sure.
Right? So.
Holy shit.
I mean, yeah,
man.
it's just gonna encourage women to fucking get themselves pregnant, put their pussy in a microwave, miscarry the baby, and then so they can get 2 days off. I'm on to these people, you know? My father taught me workers are sneaky. They're sneaky and they pass down secrets of laziness from generation to generation. They all talk. That's what they talk about at their barbecues when they have their fucking little, when they're eating their little pulled pork sliders and their hot dogs. They talk about how to get off work.
Passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah, just
like
secrets.
A family recipe.
Yeah. You know what you do is you say that you have Crohn's disease. And then
and then you're allowed to spend 20% of the workday inside the bathroom.
And then you carry a little bit of dog shit in your bag, and you smear it on the toilet so that if they smell the bathroom afterwards.
Oh boy. Should I play the rest of this clip now?
Sure.
All pregnant
you
together.
were all pregnant together?
Yeah, we were like, what the is going on? There's stuff in the water, because it was like.
Dude, it's really fun.
5 of us.
Michael Barbaro is so funny because it's like, and why don't you tell me what your experience was like working at this particular job? Like, well, it was some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, these motherfuckers are bugging.
It was like pregnant, and it was like a trickle down effect. January, coworker lost her baby. February, coworker lost her baby. I lost my baby. Another coworker lost. It was like right after.
Wait. Several of your coworkers.
Don't you
all got
love that we're
pregnant around
just
the same
playing
time.
clips from other podcasts?
Yeah. Dude, this fucking dog is bugging, bro. He like stepped on my notebook and licked it.
I know. All right, he's fine now.
All right. Yeah, so like all of them lose their babies, and like I wanted to go over specifically like they had like a point
No,
system.
it's not that they lose their babies. It's that obviously these babies are not survivors, and that's what the company's doing because they want to make sure that when these kids eventually get a job at the warehouse, that they're strong enough to survive the conditions.
Wow. That's a strong point.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it from your point of view, I guess.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, like I think
You
it would be
can't just
fun
have-
to
what?
run a company with an iron fist. It would be fun.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
It would be fun.
But I think it would get old quickly, and then you would start to hate yourself. You know what I mean? So you gotta like
you do kind of get off on that feeling of power a little bit.
You're like, I'm doing something fucked up to
this
somebody.
is fucked up, and I'm allowed to do it. And then you're like, and then when they sentence you in court, you're crying. You're like, I just always tried to be fair. And you're just choking back. I tried to instill the values that my father taught me of running this company. We employed thousands of people. Just going to jail.
Yeah, nice white collar jail.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like
your prosecutor's Kamala Harris, and she's like, yes, and you know what? We're sentencing you to 30 days in jail.
Thanks, Kamala.
Yeah.
You have my vote.
You know what? She was not to bash her or anything, but I follow her on Instagram, and she was like at the Iowa State Fair. Stop. She was at the Iowa State Fair, and should we stop or should we edit this out?
I think we should come right back.
This we have to edit out. We're at 31:28. Let's make a note of this. Let's make a note. I don't know if you want to stop it.
The big new scam was called labor racketeering. It was the signature of the 1930s, as surely as prohibition had been of the 1920s. Labor racketeering meant exacting a payment or tribute in cash from unions or employers under the threat of violence.
And we're back. Sorry about that, folks. You know, I got a business idea while I was walking the dogs.
Sure, go on.
There should be there could be it's like Uber for your dogs, but it's someone who's like sort of licensed to take care of to like give rides to your pets. So like they come pick up the dog and drop them off.
Nice. I wouldn't want to run it. Remember that WAG episode?
But it's just one guy with a nice little with a car.
All right, you can't do that on mic.
All right.
What kind of psychopath are you? You should start smoking weed, dude.
Like you could just be like, hey, I have a little Yorkie. Can you please pick him up and drive him to like the East River and just let him out of his mom will be there. Just let him out of the car. Just let him run free.
Yeah, Uber for dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Mike. Should make it happen. Can we talk about how you thought it would be okay to floss your teeth to start the episode? You should smoke weed, dog.
Yeah, I was too wound up to beat off this afternoon.
Right. Yeah, let's get into that story. It's
not really a story.
How did that happen?
I don't know. You just have too much on your plate, and you sit down, and there's like dog toys and shit all over your bed, and school supplies, and you're like, I have to do this podcast. It's already 2 days late. I have to do this podcast.
Right. You couldn't get hard.
No.
Wow. Well,
which has never stopped me before from beating off. But I guess I was just like, I gotta go.
Well, hopefully tonight you can get a good nice sleep, sound sleep.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? All right. So.
So that Kamala Harris story though. So she's like at the Iowa State Fair, and she goes up to this lady, and she's like, "Oh, hi! I saw you do the news this morning. You were doing the weather." She's like, "Yeah, you were saying that you're ready for your kids to go back to school." Yeah, I get it, but she doesn't have kids.
I don't know. They're like all aliens, you know, trying to fucking fit in at the Iowa State Fair.
Yeah,
these people just want to eat their fried bullshit on a stick.
And that article came out being like, Bernie Sanders just ate a corn dog and walked around for 20 minutes not talking to anybody.
Isn't that great?
I know.
That's so great. Every article that's like negative about him that comes out makes
him stronger.
More.
Yeah.
I like him so much more.
Yeah.
Have you donated to him this year?
No, but I will.
Okay. Sorry to challenge you on the spot.
But I haven't yet, but I will. Maybe monthly. What did you donate? I'll donate more.
I donated 27.
Nice.
But I that was like 6 months ago, so I could probably re-up. Mm-hmm. You know? I'm fucking broke as shit. But
yeah.
I was just like, I got the money now. Let's go.
Yeah. As soon as Patreon comes in, we'll give it to Bernie.
Okay, perfect.
They're like, Bernie went to the Iowa State Fair and tried to do the hammer thing and ended up hitting himself in the hand and saying, "Oh, God damn it, fucking cunt, son of a fuck."
Yeah, meanwhile, fucking Joe Biden has 1 million cameras on him. He's like, I know there's at least 3 genders now. Don't get smart with me.
Yeah. He's like, he goes to the ring toss game and he's like, all right, now watch this. He just drops his pants. Where am I?
Yeah, dude. There was like remember how like Pete was doing like a giveaway to come have
Listen,
piece of pizza with Pete Buttigieg?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? It was like a Twitter like giveaway.
Yeah,
It was like you get to win a piece of pizza with Pete.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth Warren had one of the same things with like grab a drink with Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
So like Joe Biden's could be like, let's harass an intern.
Have
together.
a lean cuisine with Elizabeth Warren. Have a microwave lean cuisine in the break room.
That's so much funnier than what I came up with. So good. I want to talk about some important issues.
Have a lean cuisine with a Post-it note with my name on it, with Elizabeth Warren. A nice chicken and broccoli teriyaki. There was this lady who was a sub at our school, and there was another girl that I knew who's like, her mom was a teacher, and like all the kids were like really mean to this like lady this like kind of weird old lady. I don't know if this story's going anywhere, but I'm Joe Bidening, but
now listen, you
fucking asshole.
I came out in support of gay marriage first.
I love those queers. Michelle Obama's my best friend, god damn it. And everyone says she looks like a man. So don't fucking try me about gender issues. Yeah, she probably does have a dick. I don't know. Would I care? Would that bother me? I'll tell you what, it sure wouldn't. I had dinner at Barney Frank's house and the guy's a full-on queer.
He's just a fucking punchable
guy,
dude.
But then,
he
like,
sucks.
okay, so Pete Buttigieg was like, have a slice of pizza with me, and then Kirsten Gillibrand was doing that too. It was like, have a whiskey with Kristen because I guess she like likes whiskey, but
throw a stapler at an intern with Amy.
What?
Throw a stapler at an intern with Amy.
Yeah, you just get to like go to a booth and throw office supplies at
some guy just trying to fucking get credits for the semester.
Some guy in an H&M button down and then shoes that he borrowed from his dad. Some guy named Greg.
Some poor fucking kid.
He's wearing his belt doesn't match his shoes. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so she was like, she had a thing on Instagram that was like, have a whiskey with Chris. But like, I think she only did that because the algorithm says that people drink whiskey because whiskey's like the popular spirit now, right? I mean, it's the most popular. Whiskey's kind of having a moment now, right? Like specifically like American whiskey. That's like what people are drinking.
Sure.
Whiskey.
Sure.
I mean, that's what I drink. But right, that's like the popular because Deb's friend works for Bacardi, and like he says nobody's drinking rum now. It's like not cool, but like whiskey's cool. So it's like, have a whiskey with me.
Okay. All right, we should get back in the episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so the history of Teamsters, right? You're familiar with the word Teamsters?
Yeah.
They used to drive wagons, and then it just became like all transportation.
They did?
Yeah.
And that's why they call it Teamsters?
Yeah, like it was
horses?
like they had like a team of like horses, and just the guy that ran it was a Teamster.
I didn't know that.
And they had like all the boxes stacked up, and like that eventually became like trucks, you know, and they would make the deliveries, and they had like really shitty hours, and they had to get together to like improve their living wages because they were like delivering a lot of profit for like little to no money. So here's a little clip for that's on the history of the Teamsters. They have some Sylvester Stallone movie. Oh, it's so great, but we're definitely going to be playing more clips from this too.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'll probably end up cutting this here, so it's quicker. So this is basically the speech to join a union here.
Joe Harper's one of the first guys with this union. Paying dues for more than 20 years. Showing up in meetings. Doing what he was asked. Being a brother. All his life, he ran from one place to another to support his family.
Matt, this is a 57-minute
The damn
clip.
the company gave about him was to have him run more and more until he run himself off the road.
I just play a movie for you.
Now the company don't give a damn at all.
That would
I wanna
be
tell you guys
fucking
something.
like a baller move for my episode if I just put on the
We ain't asking the company
Goodfellas.
for nothing. Because we're going to take
Yeah, you
care
just
of
put a movie on and pass out.
We're taking care of his doctor bills. We're taking care of his family. Because Joe's a good union man. And we're taking care of him and the people he loves. And I'll tell you something else. You join this union, we'll get you money for overtime. And doctor bills. You won't have to kill yourself making a buck. Like you're doing now. Like my old man did. You join this union to make us strong. It'll make you strong. And I swear to you, as I'm standing here, that no company bastard living up in the heights is gonna come down here and walk all over your lives.
So I'm kind of a pussy, so I'd love to be in a union, you know? Just get a strong man like that to talk for me,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, there is something like, I mean, at the moving company, that the pay kind of breaks down where it's like everybody gets the same amount. Like the workers split the percentage of the job.
Mm-hmm.
So, so there isn't, and then because I feel like when you don't do that, there's sort of they sort of do this thing where they kind of like pit workers against each other, where it's like you guys don't need to join a union because like the cream will rise to the top, and then that sort of creates a culture where people are like backstabbing each other and telling on each other. Whereas like if you have a bunch of guys and you're all making the same amount of money.
Mm. Like a 12-hour day costs like this much, and if you go over, there's rules to like enforce like that you will get overtime and that you will get a break for lunch and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean we don't get any of that, but
if you break your arm,
but
your
I'm saying
job will still be waiting for you.
If you think of your workforce as like a collective thing, then if somebody does show up and they're a weak link, they either have to like get it together or it's just not going to work out.
Right.
Whereas like this sort of attitude, this competitive attitude in the workplace is like seems like it's pretty toxic.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's the same thing with
yeah. The worker bees don't need to be turning on each other, or at least like looking over their shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have people like stepping over each other or throwing each other under the bus, I mean, you're in a bad you're in a bad system.
Can I ask you, would your job still be there for you if you ended up like breaking your arm? Like,
yeah, there's a kid that just broke his arm. He like passed out and fell off the truck, broke his arm.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's funny.
Why did he pass out?
It's a fucking hard job. I don't know. He was tired, I guess.
Okay.
He fainted and broke his arm.
Holy shit.
But now he's working in the office.
Wow. So. Could you imagine if he was like an old person, he fainted? Like his body would have snapped in half.
Yeah. But
so did he get workman's comp? Or did he just they just gave him a job?
They just gave him a job in the office.
Nice.
Which sucks because it's like not as good money to work in the office, but
sure.
What do you do?
Yeah, and like workman's comp, you could probably go to like therapy and rehabilitation and apply to jobs while you sat there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like joining a union would be nice. But anyway, so Teamsters, the mob connection. Once they realized there was like money involved, like that was like a whole new labor racket. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Hoffa, Las Vegas was built with
Matt. You're just saying words now.
with that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I don't really want to focus too much on.
No, but I guess, but we can touch on that briefly, like the connection between the mob and labor unions is that what I guess they ended up controlling the unions because they realized there was like money in it.
Yeah, the pensions, and they just used it as like a tax-free loan.
And they would sort of like rob or they would borrow against the pensions.
Yeah. And they weren't democratic. They weren't democratic elections. They were forcing people to join the union, otherwise they'd get beat up.
Yeah,
it was just like more money to take a cut of the money.
Right.
Let's see here. Yeah, in 1959, the Labor Management and Disclosure Act, and that's just so they could find out what the fuck was going on inside these pension funds, who's getting money and how. Because it was like the Wild West, really. And that's how the mob was connected.
Yeah.
In that way. But
I guess the mob is kind of like, it's an underdog story in a way where it's like you have these immigrants, these poor immigrants who kind of found a way to enter the middle class.
Yeah. I don't like that they did that with the pension funds and stuff.
Yeah.
And also like there's the guys that were for hire.
But I do think it's easier for like Italians to do something like that than like, black people to do it. Because it's like, Italian guys do it and you're like, yeah, that's the way he is, or
Uh-huh.
And then if you had a black criminal element that did this kind of thing, they'd probably like want to crucify them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to leave all that in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's why they have to stick to like,
right,
shooting kids and the crossfire.
Yeah, society would just not forgive them.
Yeah.
As fast as they would forgive like a James Gandolfini per se. I get what you're saying. But yeah, so like I don't know, like it's cool that they entered the middle class, but like there's the people that would beat people up. They would break strike. Like this is like before 1935, there was like all these violent strikes.
Mm-hmm.
People dying and like policemen showing up and just beating the shit out of strikers, and people locked out. All sorts of just wacky shit going on before 1935.
Yeah, they were like, "All right, you might have taken away our child labor, but you're not." You're not fucking with our regular labor.
Yeah, exactly. There's this guy Harry Bennett that the Ford Motor Company hired, and he had like a squad.
How about Harry Pussy?
Harry Pussy. Yeah, I like it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm tossing the beach ball to you, Matt.
I mean, we can't shame women for having a hairy pussy.
Why not? We can do whatever we want. This is a podcast.
I don't think that's right.
This is a Conan O'Brien endorsed podcast.
Is that true?
What?
That's true?
Yeah, technically, I guess.
Oh, all right, guys. You should just take a moment to stop the episode and rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Please rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
And in the review, write Conan endorsed podcast.
Write a review that says, I'm Conan O'Brien and I approve this this sexism.
Right.
Yeah.
Hairy pussies are okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this guy had like 2,000 goons that worked for the Ford Motor Company.
Who?
Harry Bennett worked for the Ford Motor Company.
Okay.
And it was just like once
So he had 2,000 goons.
Yeah.
So it was cheaper for him to pay 2,000 members of a private army than to fucking
he was
pay
just
his workers better.
He was just dealing with one man, and then that one man rounded up 2,000 goons,
Who was?
Harry Bennett.
Harry Bennett was the guy who had the goons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he would just go beat the shit out of people, like striking, and just generally intimidate people, beat up everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a real bad time. So they had to pass a National Laborers Relations Act in 1935. And that basically just meant like they had to deal with the strikers' representative directly, and it just kind of gave them like footing for a lot of the stuff we have now. A lot of like the strikes and like the organized labor movement, it gave us like the stuff like the 40-hour work week, 8-hour days, weekends off.
All those things are for pussies.
Otherwise you would be just working, as much as they could get out of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? hitting.
Well, you have to go to dinner soon. We're almost at time.
Yeah, I'm hitting the old dead horse.
You're hitting
here.
the wall.
But yeah, I mean, like this is this was a mad episode. I mean, hopes couldn't have been so high.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're right.
you weren't expecting like filet mignon, but
you were expecting mediocrity, folks. Come on, you know me. If you listen to the show, you knew I was gonna kind of suck a little bit. No, this episode was fun.
Yeah, I feel like there's more we could have gotten into.
Who do you want to see be the regular co-host of the show?
You talking to me, or is that like an open?
If you're open-ended to the listeners.
Got it.
Let us know. Show up at Matt's house and tell him. Anyway, what's left?
All right, let's just finish off on a fun Sopranos clip that I'm pretty sure we played on the show before.
It's Tony Soprano. Hey. What the fuck?
Hey, Tony!
This is what I'm talking about, motherfucker.
What was happening here?
You fucking idiots!
He didn't want to be seen with those guys.
Pause it. What did Tony say?
All right, do you want me to rewind it?
That is a fun that's a fun character dynamic where it's like the young guys who are just trying to network and
impress him.
Yeah, and he just hates him.
Right.
And they keep digging themselves into a deeper and deeper hole.
Yeah. It is a fun dynamic.
Maybe if Tony was a little bit nicer.
Right.
They wouldn't have gone to Richie Aprile.
Right. Yeah, just throw him a little bone.
Yeah.
Smart leadership tactic.
What do we want? Get out of the way! When do we want?
Let's pause it. Because there's the episode where he's like, he starts talking about crime, and Tony's like, "You ever hear of wiretaps, you fucking idiot?" Just a couple young guys trying to get ahead.
You want to talk to your foreman?
You want to talk to the foreskin?
You a wise ass motherfucker, huh?
Well, keep your mother off the streets and I won't fuck her.
You gotta respect some of these old guys, though.
What do you mean?
These 70-year-old guys in tracksuits showing up to beat up construction workers.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you have a bat, but I mean, there's something to be said about.
Yeah.
Something to be said about it.
Yeah.
It's brave.
Yeah.
I think it's brave. Anyway, that's been the episode, right?
That's the episode.
Let's see here. Do you want me to lead the plugs as well?
Go ahead.
Just go ahead and
Let's do it.
do the whole thing.
Let's see how you do.
All right. Well, if you guys have enjoyed this episode, please be sure to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. We're available at sitdownpod@gmail.com. Sitdownpod all social media. Mike, do you have any shows coming up?
Yes. September 14th, I will be performing at the Staten Island Comedy Festival as one of the headliners. And then in October, I'll be at some festival in Minnesota.
Yeah. Lovely.
And then I got more stuff coming up. I'm going to try to...
But it'll
get
be
out
on
there.
your Twitter. It'll be available on his Twitter. Tell Mike what you want the show to be, because we're in a real crisis.
No, we're not.
We're, we have a real identity crisis.
No, we don't.
So, yeah, anyway, though, thanks for the support. And we're on patreon.com/sitdownpod, where there's a second show. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.